Well, good morning. Welcome to HW Sticks. HW Sticks is not with me right now. You guys have never met Mr. HW. We got asked, what has firewood done for us? I guess I only got one thing. Jump guy! Yippee! Liberation. Firewood liberated us. Me in particular. Will it work? Can we pay a mortgage and take care of the family and help people stay warm? I'm not sure, but I believe so. You're gonna have to stay tuned and just see what happens. See what's coming. See what's going. From what I can see in the state we're in, beautiful New Jersey, there's 3 other guys. They're up north. I don't see no big dedicated guys down south here. There's a couple guys in Delaware. Maryland's too far. South Jersey. Today, we're going to do a real time. How long does it take to split one round on the 4-way through the Alpha Timberwolf 6? This was it's the second log splitter we had. First one was a little guy. This tank is not the fastest in the fleet, but she's strong. It hasn't bent, very rugged. You see how tall they are. Long as a leg. $210 hours on that splitter. Why don't we use the box wedge? Well, when we got this log splitter, they only offered a 4 and a 5 inch. So we ordered the small one, the 4 inch, thinking 4 inches, 4 inches. Nah, it's more like 6 by 6. Close to them, yeah, 5 by 5s, yeah, at least. And it just makes so much trash. It doesn't split the wood as so much as shaves the wood. We got a 6-way wedge, kind of the same thing. The top 2 are at some weird angle and it shaves into the wood and creates, bins of trash. We stopped that and we went to the 4-way, and the amount of trash has gone down 70%, 60% for the amount of trash. And if we didn't season our logs, we probably would have very little trash at all, because it's all, the bark is stuck on the log. Most of our trash is bark. And I'm thinking this log here will take me 15 minutes to chop up into firewood on a 4-way. You can time lapse everything all you want. This one's the real deal. So that's enough blabbing. We're gonna start splitting. So we'll find something that sounds pretty interesting. You can only do so many angles for the splitter, but these are big ones. So we'll pick the biggest one, and we'll actually do how long does it take us to cut a massive white oak log. Maybe not as big as Jack's wood, but we got pretty big wood. Here we go. If you could, hook us up. We could use some more subscribers. That'd be a very nice thing to do for the old turtle wood and HW. This show's getting ready to get into high gear here soon. It's going to be an interesting ride. Let's get to getting. Oh. I went into it with the mindset that I was 30, but the body is pushing 50. But it just ain't got to get up and go no more. Let's get a cup of orange juice. Here we are. The clock is running. The round is here. How long to split this up with the 4-way? Actual time. Yeah, man. Let's go. I gotta get it on there first. As you can tell, I'm not a noodler. 10 minutes, 32 seconds. So we'll say, for BS purposes, we will say, what, 10 minutes and 30 seconds. So 10 minutes to get through that log. Now, that's a white oak. That was a monster. We split what we call grandma wood here. We can make big wood if you want it. You gotta let us know. You'll get some big wood in our wood. Not huge though. Not what you like. This is probably, you'll get something maybe a little bit longer this way. But you're not gonna get it much fatter. We do it so it can season in 1 year. Oaks 1 inch per year. So we sucked a lot of juice out by letting the log sit. This helps the drying process. Yeah. Well, hopefully the logs won't be sitting if we can get some kind of machine here to cut these logs. But we've got hundreds and hundreds of cords to be split. I don't even know how many log cords there is out there. I don't know. Nah, this is all brand new. And you guys are gonna see if we're gonna make it or we're gonna sink like a cinder block. We're gonna make it. Very higher power involved in this. One other experiment today, friends, and that experiment is going to be how many pieces of wood did we get out of that round? Average sizes there all over. You see? Let's count and run them up the conveyor, one at a time. This one, I kind of have started anew. I'm a collector anyway. I'm a bone collector. But now, as we find stuff in the logs, look, this nail, a little bit of sapwood on there, so probably this far inside the tree. We found other ones that were feet inside the tree. Miller stumps and firewood, guys. We seen that spike you found, man. Pretty cool. But yeah, coming out the other side. So I collect them now and we're gonna have them showcased in the museum of firewood. That's one. Let's start counting. Let's turn on this conveyor.
Okay, let's play a game, the alphabet game. I will say one letter and then I'll say a word that starts with that letter. So if I'll say C, maybe I'll say car. Okay, here we go. A like angel, B like big, C like cool, and D like indeed. E like in Easter, F like foot, G like glue, and H just like a hook. Did you get that? Did you? Yeah, nice. Okay, let's move on. I like Iron Man, J like a jar, K like in ketchup, and there's an L in law. Alright. Next letter is M. Can you think about a word that starts with M? No? Oh, come on, one word. Alright, let me sing it for you. There's an M in mountain, N like in no, O in ocean, and P like in pole. Woo, that was a lot. Okay, so what comes after the letter P? Yeah, that's right. Yay. Q like in quick, and there's an R in ring. It's just like the sun and the letter T starts in think. U like ugly, V like vase, double V there's only 2 more letters. The first is Y. Y like you, Y like young, Z like a zebra.
We did not count the little ones. 83 pieces of wood in 1 round. It took us 10 minutes to split. You break it down and do all the math. We'll see you again soon. That's the Timberwolves.